I'm quite thrilled to be here with Rick Bayless and his daughter, Lainey. Nobody in this country is more responsible for introducing genuine Mexican food to Americans than Rick Bayless, who is not only an award-winning chef and restaurateur, but a businessman, and it is a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you very, very much.
And you, Lainey, as well.
Thank you.
Both of whom have just conducted a very excellent cooking demonstration here in Chicago for Kids Restaurant Week. What makes Rick genuine kind of Mexican food versus what Americans would normally perceive as being Mexican food?
Well, I think you have to think of Mexican food as two completely separate cuisines. There's the cuisine of the United States, what I would call Mexican-American food, and it's very simple, and half the time it's all covered with sour cream and cheese. And then you go south of the border and you find this whole world of complex cuisine. It's not what most people think of Mexican, because it's not all blanketed with melted cheese. It's not beans and rice, but it's many, many complex sauces, soups, a wonderful array of desserts. It's a cuisine that we know very little about in the United States.
But you're doing your part. I think, what is it, 6 or 7 books already you've written on the subject,
yes,
to introduce Americans to what is really probably the most sophisticated cuisine in all of South or Latin America now.
Well, definitely that, and when a lot of the young chefs say that they're going to do sort of Nuevo Latino cuisine or the New Style Latin cuisine, they almost always steer away from Mexican because it's so complex and there's so much that you have to know to be able to make it right that they don't even want to tackle that. They do the simpler cuisines of Latin America.
Rick, tell people who don't know how many things the Mexicans are responsible for introducing to our palate, from chocolate to cinnamon to the whole deal.
Well, it's pretty remarkable because everybody associates tomatoes with Mediterranean cooking, and yet tomatoes all come from Mexico. Peanuts, pineapples, chocolate, of course, and vanilla, those two staples of the pastry kitchen, all originated in Mexico.
For people that like to kind of cook a little bit at home, what would you say is the biggest flavored Mexican dish that you could make with the fewest ingredients?
Well, usually what I recommend to people is that they start with a roasted tomato sauce. So you take fresh, ripe tomatoes, great at the farmer's market, put them under a broiler until they're roasted black on the outside and soft on the inside, peel them, and then cook a little onions and garlic and green chilies. And green chilies, if you want to go all the full route with it, would be roasted poblanos. A lot of roasted poblanos, and then add your tomatoes to it and cook it down, kind of a coarse rustic sauce. Great with grilled fish, roasted chicken, roasted pork. You can just go on and on.
Now, let me ask Lainey a question here. Dad obviously is cooking Mexican all day and night. Did you eat Mexican food at home as well?
You know, I think we actually kind of steered away from Mexican food a little at home.
That's what I thought. And who does the cooking at home?
We all kind of do the cooking. I think I do mostly the desserts for our meals. My mom does like an appetizer salad, and my dad will do the main kind of dish. So we all definitely put in our part for our meals at home.
We like cooking together.
I like it. And finally, these questions, what kind of tequila should we be drinking? Do you have a favorite?
Oh gosh, the next one I have, I'm sure is going to be my favorite, but I tend to go for the ones from the highlands of Jalisco, ones like El Tesoro from Arandas.
All right, and what about Mexican beer, a favorite in one of those?
I would say Bohemia. It's the most complex of all of the beers.
And you like complexity, don't you?
I do.
And finally, from my old friend, my old Chicago friend, Gene Siskel, I always like to end off every kind of interview with this question: what do you know for sure?
That good food brings people together.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Lainey. There you have it. The foremost authority on genuine Mexican cooking in this country. If you have a chance, not only can you catch his television show, but you can buy any one of his 7 books on the subject. Rick and Lainey Bayless.